All right, so we're going to do some of these harder simplifying questions together. But as we do these, the number one principle we need to keep in mind is order of operations. We got to remember PEMDAS, PEMDAS. Okay, so if you remember what that means from last couple of years, when we're simplifying these types of questions, we got to make sure we're doing our exponents before we're doing multiplication. That's mostly what this means in this context. Okay, so if we look at example A here, let me change my color, change to black. I've got y cubed times y to the 1/2 raised to the negative second power. Okay, so what that means is if I'm trying to simplify this, if I'm trying to squeeze this together as much as possible, I have to take care of this exponent of -2 first. I have to first take this -2 and distribute it to the 1/2, okay, before I do the multiplication. So if I have y to the 1/2 raised to the negative second power, it's the same thing as y to the 1/2 times -2, okay? And when I simplify that, I should get y to the negative first power, okay? Then, after I do all that, then I could take care of multiplying with my y to the third power. So when I have y to the third times y to the negative first, all I have to do is add the exponents. 3 plus -1 should give me y squared, exactly. Okay, similar kind of concept for letter B here. We have x to the negative first power squared, and then 3x y to the fifth raised to the fourth power. Okay, we got to take care of exponents before we try to multiply these two terms together. First, I'll take this 2 and distribute it to the -1. Whenever we have a power raised to a power, we multiply. -1 times 2 should give me x to the negative second power. And for the second part here, this 4 has got to distribute to every single piece, the 3, the x, and the y to the fifth. So I'll have, in parentheses, 3 to the fourth, x to the fourth, and then y to the fifth times, or raised to the fourth power, 5 times 4 should give me 20, y to the 20th power. Okay, clean this up a little bit. 3 to the fourth power is the exact same thing as 81, and now I can multiply everything together. X to the negative second times x to the fourth, same base. I add the exponents, -2 plus 4 should give me x squared, and then I should have y to the 20th at the very end. Okay, a couple more here. I've got 6ab cubed times 5a cubed squared. Okay, just like before, do your exponents first. This 3's got to distribute to every single piece. I'll have 6 cubed, a cubed, b cubed for my first part, and then this 2 distributes to every single piece as well. I'll have 5 squared, and then a cubed squared becomes a to the 6th power. Okay, now we can go ahead and clean this up. 6 cubed is the same thing as 216. Still got a cubed, b cubed. And then I've got 5 squared, which is ultimately 25, a to the 6th power. Okay, now I can go ahead and squeeze this together even further. Combine the numbers with the numbers. I got 216 times 25. That'll give me 5,400. Use your calculator and check. I've got a cubed times a to the 6th, same base, add the exponents, a to the 9th. And then I've got this straggler of b to the 3rd, doesn't combine anything, so it just stays as is, b to the 3rd power. Okay, let's keep going. I've got n to the 1/2 raised to the 10th power, and then I've got 4mn raised to the -2/3 power. Okay, so just like before, this 10 has to distribute to the 1/2. I'll have n to the 1/2 times 10. 1/2 times 10 should give me 5. N to the 5th power is my first piece. And then this 3 has to distribute to the 4, to the m, don't forget about the m, and then also to the n to the -2/3. Okay, so I'll have 4 to the 3rd, which is the same thing as 64. N to the 3rd, and then n to the -2/3 times 3. -2/3 times 3, basically the 3's are going to cancel, it should be n to the -2nd. Okay, clean this up a little bit. I'll start with the numbers. 64 is in front. N to the 5th times n to the -2nd. Add the exponents, 5 plus -2 should give me n to the 3rd. And then I'll have m to the 3rd. Okay, just be a little bit more precise here. Typically, when you write these types of questions, you want to put your variables in alphabetical order. Obviously, m comes before n, so I'll have m cubed, n cubed. Basically the same thing, but just to be more precise, make sure your variables in alphabetical order. And then we'll close with this one, letter E. So same kind of concept. Distribute the 2 to every single piece first. I'll have 5 squared, and then a to the 4th squared should become a to the 8th after I multiply. Okay, so for this one, the 2 distributes to the 1/5 and to the third power, a to the 3rd power. Okay, so 1/5 squared is actually, the 2 basically distributes to the top and to the bottom. So 1 squared is just 1, and then 5 squared becomes 25, so it should become 1/25. Okay, be careful with those. And then a cubed, a cubed squared, 3 times 2 should be equal to 6. Okay, I'm going to change this 5 squared to a 25. 25, a to the 8th, times 1 over 25, a to the 6th. And then we multiply. 25 times 1 over 25 should give me just 1. And then a to the 8th times a to the 6th. Add the exponents, keep the base. A to the 14th power is my final answer.